Hello everyone, welcome back to Biology Basics, and today we are going to talk about very important question, and this is like mostly asked every year in the examination. So the differences between the arteries and veins. So in this video student we are going to talk about the differences pointwise. Okay, so first of all, the first difference between the arteries and the vein is in terms of their functions. Okay, so what does the arteries do? Student, the artery, it will carry the blood, okay, away from the heart. Okay, however the veins, it will also carry the blood, okay, but it will carry the blood towards heart. Okay, so one is carrying the blood away from the heart, so that is the artery. So always remember, arteries, they will carry away. So from A you can just remember that is it is carrying away the blood away from the heart. However the vein, okay, it will carry the blood towards the heart. Okay, so from A you can remember A means artery and A means away. Okay, so this is the first difference between the two. And the next difference is in terms of student, the oxygen content. So in the student, in the arteries, it is the usually oxygenated, okay, except the pulmonary arteries. So arteries are usually oxygenated. And exception I already told you is the pulmonary artery. Okay, however the veins, they are usually deoxygenated. Okay, and here also there is an exception. That exception is the pulmonary vein. Okay, so this is the second difference student between arteries and the veins. Now the third difference between the two is the in terms of the pressure. So the arteries, they will have the high pressure, okay, whereas the vein will display the low pressure. Okay, now if we talk about the walls of the arteries and the veins, okay, then the walls of the arteries, they will be thick, okay, muscular as well as the elastic. Whereas if we compare it with the veins walls, they are thin and less elastic, okay, as compared to the arteries. So student, this is the fourth difference between the two. And if we talk about the valves, the next difference, then the valves are absent in case of the arteries, and the valves are present in case of the veins. And why it is present in case of the veins? To prevent the backflow. Okay, now the lumen of if we talk about the lumen, then also there is a difference between the arteries and the vein. The lumen of the arteries, student, it is narrow, whereas the lumen of the vein is wide. Okay, so this is the sixth difference between the two. Now if we talk about the function of both these arteries and vein is to carry the blood, right? So if we talk about the flow speed, then the flow is rapid in case of artery, okay, whereas the flow of blood is slow in case of the veins. Okay, now the last difference, okay, between the two is in terms of the position. Okay, so the artery, student, it is deep inside our body. However the veins here are usually present in the near the skin, so they are superficial. Okay, And if we talk about the pulsation, students, let's discuss one more difference between the two. And if we discuss about the pulsation, so the pulse will be felt for the arteries, but for the veins there will be no pulse felt. Okay. And if we talk about the example, students, then the example of arteries is the aorta. Okay. And if we talk about the example of the vein, then vena cava. So student, these are the major differences between arteries and the vein. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you for watching the video, and if you like the video and the content, please like, comment and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.